The sound of rolling suitcases and distant flight announcements echoed across the crowded terminal as Claire Jensen sat quietly in a corner of the airport cafe, clutching a cheap cup of lukewarm coffee. Her eyes were red, not from exhaustion, but from the weight of another day that had almost broken her. She had just lost her job, again. The daycare she relied on had raised its fees, and her 5-year-old son Noah had been coughing for days. Claire felt like she was standing on the edge of collapse, with no safety net below. Then, as she lifted her eyes, she froze. Across the terminal walkway, past the polished floors and the rush of passengers, she saw him. A man in a charcoal gray suit, tall and broad-shouldered, his posture confident yet calm. His face, though sharper and more mature now, was unmistakable. It was Nathan Cole, her first love, the man she had once dreamed of building a life with before life tore them apart. If you believe in kindness, destiny, and second chances, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Fearless Grace. Stories like this one remind us how fate can rewrite even the hardest chapters of our lives. 10 years ago, Claire and Nathan had been inseparable. They met in college. Two dreamers chasing simple things, love, music, and hope. But dreams can't pay rent, and life after graduation was cruelly practical. Nathan had moved to another city to pursue his business ambitions, while Claire stayed behind to care for her ailing mother. Promises were made but soon faded beneath distance and silence. When her mother passed away and Claire discovered she was pregnant from a brief relationship that fell apart soon after, she was left alone, drowning in bills and sleepless nights. Over the years, she learned to survive by stringing together part-time jobs, cleaning offices, managing small stores, anything that could keep the lights on for her and Noah. She had stopped believing in miracles a long time ago. Now, sitting at the airport, wearing a faded blue cardigan and jeans that had lost their color, she felt invisible. The last thing she expected was to see Nathan again, let alone looking like someone who belonged to another world entirely. He was talking to an assistant, his voice steady, his expression focused. He wore a gold watch that probably cost more than her entire month's rent. People seemed to move aside for him, as if he carried authority with ease. Claire's heart twisted between awe and regret. Once, that man had held her hand under the stars and promised her that no dream was too big. She quickly looked away, afraid he might see her. But fate, it seemed, wasn't done with her story. As she gathered her things to leave, Noah tugged on her hand, pointing to the bakery stall nearby. "Mommy, can we get that chocolate muffin?" he asked in his small, hopeful voice. Claire checked her wallet. She had just enough for the bus fare home, not a single dollar more. Her chest tightened, and she forced a smile. "Not today, baby," she whispered. Noah nodded quietly, his disappointment heavy but silent. It broke her heart. They walked toward the exit, weaving through the crowd. Suddenly her old purse strap snapped, spilling its contents across the floor. Coins, old receipts, and a small, torn photo. The photo slid across the polished tile, stopping right in front of Nathan's polished black shoes. He bent down, picking it up. His expression shifted when he saw it. The photo of a much younger Claire smiling on a sunny day at the beach, her hair blowing in the wind. "Claire." His voice was disbelieving, almost a whisper. Her body froze. She slowly turned, and their eyes met for the first time in a decade. For a moment, the noise of the airport disappeared. There was only recognition, an echo of something that had once burned bright between them. "Nathan," she breathed, unsure whether to smile or cry. He took a hesitant step forward, still holding the old photo. "I can't believe it's you. It's been, 10 years? About that," she said softly, her voice fragile. He looked at Noah, then back at her. "Is this your son?" "Yes," she nodded, adjusting her tone quickly. "This is Noah, my little man." Nathan's smile was kind but curious. "He looks a bit like you. He has his own charm," Claire replied, trying to sound casual though her heart was pounding. She wanted to disappear. She didn't want him to see her this way, tired, broke, hanging by threads. Nathan noticed the struggle in her eyes. "Can I buy you both a coffee? It's been too long, please." Reluctantly, Claire agreed, mostly because saying no felt impossible. They sat at a nearby cafe, the kind where prices on the menu made her uneasy. Nathan ordered cappuccinos and a muffin for Noah. Watching her son's face light up as he finally took a bite of the muffin made something inside Claire achy. Nathan leaned forward, his tone soft but genuine. "You look strong." "Different but strong." The Claire gave a faint smile. "Life makes you that way when it doesn't give you much choice." He nodded, studying her closely. I tried to reach you after college. I even went back to your old address once, but no one knew where you'd gone. I moved a lot, she said. I was just trying to survive. Nathan hesitated before saying, I want to tell you something. I started a company a few years ago, Cole Innovations. We build sustainable tech for homes. Things took off faster than I ever imagined. It's been a wild ride. Claire blinked, processing his words. She had heard of that company. It was in the news once for donating to orphanages and building eco-friendly schools. That's yours? She asked, astonished. He nodded modestly. Yeah, I guess I got lucky. She looked down at her worn shoes, feeling the sting of contrast between them. You made it. That's incredible. I don't know about that, he said. It feels incomplete somehow. His gaze softened as he looked at her. Seeing you again. It feels like something I lost has found me. Her throat tightened. Nathan, I appreciate the coffee, but I really should go. We have a bus to catch. Let me drive you, he offered instantly. It's no trouble. But pride, her lifelong armor, made her shake her head. No, thank you. We'll be fine. He didn't push. Instead, he watched her gather her things, quietly slipping a business card into her hand. If you ever need anything at all, call me. She tucked it into her bag without a word, thanked him, and walked away with Noah. But her heart was in turmoil. Memories she had buried long ago had risen again. Memories of love, hope, and the person she used to be. That night, in their small apartment, Claire looked at the card under the dim light. The gold letters glowed faintly. Nathan Cole, CEO, Cole Innovations. She traced his name with her thumb and sighed. She wanted to call him, but the distance between their worlds felt impossible to cross. Weeks passed. Claire found another job at a local cleaning service. One afternoon, as she cleaned the lobby of a downtown building, she froze at the sight of the familiar logo on the wall. Cole Innovations. Her heart nearly stopped. Before she could turn away, a familiar voice called her name. Nathan stood by the elevator, surprise and concern in his expression. Claire. She tried to hide her embarrassment, gripping her cleaning cart tightly. I just started here. It's honest work. He stepped closer, his voice gentle. You shouldn't be cleaning offices, Claire. You're too smart for this. You deserve better. I deserve what I earn, she said quietly. Nathan took a deep breath, then said, come by my office tomorrow. I mean it. Just trust me once more. Something in his tone made her agree. The next day she arrived, dressed in her best clothes, still modest, but neat. Nathan welcomed her warmly and offered her a job as a personal assistant. The salary was 3 times what she earned before. She hesitated, thinking it was pity, but his sincerity silenced her doubts. Over the following months, Claire proved herself again and again. She handled clients, managed schedules, and even introduced community outreach ideas that impressed the board. Nathan often watched her with admiration, seeing not the woman life had worn down, but the same fierce, intelligent girl he once loved. One afternoon, as they stood by the office window overlooking the city, Nathan finally spoke the words he had carried for years. I never stopped thinking about you, Claire. I kept wondering what might have happened if we hadn't lost each other. Claire turned toward him, her heart trembling. Nathan, my life isn't the same anymore. I have Noah. He's my whole world. He smiled gently. Then let me meet your world. That evening, Nathan joined them for dinner at Claire's small apartment. He brought flowers, a toy car for Noah, and a warmth that filled the tiny space. For the first time in years, Claire felt laughter echo through her home. She saw something in Nathan's eyes she had forgotten. Hope. Months turned into a year. Nathan and Claire grew closer, not through grand gestures, but through small, consistent kindness. He helped her pay for Noah's school, but never in a way that made her feel small. He supported her dream to start her own small design business, helping her register the company and find clients. Then, one sunny morning, as they stood at the airport again, this time not by accident, Nathan turned to her and said softly, do you remember the day we met here again? I thought I was too late to fix what I broke. Claire smiled, tears shining in her eyes. Maybe we just needed the right time. He knelt, pulling a small box from his pocket. Then let's not lose any more time. The airport crowd faded into a blur. All she could see was the man who had once walked away and returned when she needed hope the most. She nodded, her heart overflowing, as Noah clapped with excitement beside her. Sometimes life doesn't give us perfect beginnings. It gives us second chances wrapped in ordinary days. And when those days arrive, they remind us that love, no matter how lost, can always find its way home. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Fearless Grace for more inspiring stories that remind us that hope still exists in the smallest corners of our lives.